Welcome back to some Zero K action. It's going to be 1 versus 1 on the coastal map. I'm Damien from Game Innovator, and yeah, we're going to have. We'll just skip the pre-game chatter. Oh, okay. Anyway, on the right we've got myself at Lightman playing as Hovercraft, and on the left we've got Galarifer going with Amphibs. And yeah, this game was actually requested by Galarifer to get a bit more insight on what he was doing and all that. And what the hell? We shall analyse the play from both sides, I suppose. So there you go. Yes, yeah, they can actually. Funnily enough, just not quite. Well, not quite as conveniently, you could say, as Cloakies or Shield bots, but whatever. In any case, Galarifer going with. Why is that not displaying the build order? There we go. Okay, so Galarifer going with a Quick Duck and an Archer before going with a Builder. Okay, so just right off the bat, actually, I did notice he did make a bit of a mistake in that he left his commander idle. Should be using shift click to queue stuff up, which he's done now actually, but definitely was idle for a little bit there while my commander has been building up pretty much since the get-go, and also building a quick Lotus and Radar tower. It's a little bit too quick. I mean, usually you do want to have defense and radar set up pretty quick, but usually, unless if it's like a massively tiny map, and that doesn't actually make any sense, but whatever. Unless if it's a tiny map is what I'm trying to say. Usually you can build 2 mexes and then go into a Lotus or a Defender and then Radar Tower and then go on from there. That's usually the best thing to do. I think that's what I did on the right. Although, yeah, I'm not the most experienced at the game, but that's usually just what seems to work for myself and for others when I actually see them play as well. What definitely seems to be working for Galarifer actually is him blasting the crap out of my daggers. Now, generally daggers, well, they seem to have been buffed recently or something like that, because they seem to be incredibly powerful on certain maps, even ones that don't have any water at all. It's just they're so freaking fast. Just have a look at their stats. Yeah, the speed is 4.8, just incredible speed. Their cost is actually not too bad. It's about the cost of a, let's see, of a Bandit, I think. Maybe slightly more than a Bandit. I think Bandit might be 80 metal. In any case, yeah, much greater speed. HP, really pretty good HP as well for a Raider unit. And the Gauss Cannon is not too bad either, and it can target underwater units. In short, these things are a massive pain in the ass to go up against when they're massed, but thankfully though, Galarifer is basically going right on the offensive, and yeah, thankfully for him anyway, he's actually stopping me from getting a critical mass of daggers, and yeah, that's basically what he definitely wants to do, to have a shot. Although apparently, well, I don't know, I think later on in the game I'm going to have one of the spectators pro-exist, actually, unnamed player. Interesting. Anyway, going to have oh, okay, I think that's myself actually, as in from the replay right now. But anyway, God, these fucking claymores. Anyway, yeah, I think he's actually going to chime in a bit as to how Hovercraft versus Amphibs play out, and generally put not that well apparently for the Hovercraft. Although that's the thing though, this map is not exactly that good for Hovercraft either. I mean, it's kind of small, not exactly much room for them to maneuver. So, actually, how much does this cost? 80. Oh, okay, compared to daggers, 85, 300, 340. So, huh, interesting. So, pound for pound. Huh. Okay, and they got greater range as well, actually. So, interesting. Huh. Wow, okay, wow, those daggers, those daggers definitely do struggle versus ducks, that much is certain. I suppose that's a, well, the thing is the dagger is incredibly fast though compared to the ducks, so you do have to keep that in mind. And of course the Archer is just a Raider / right bot, so it just pushes away daggers, seems to do alright there as well. So yeah, on the water, at the very least, Amphibs definitely does seem to have the advantage over Hovercraft, at least on these sorts of maps, the ones that... here we go, now we've got Pro-Exist chiming in. Unfortunately, yeah, it does stop me from building the Urchin. Actually, did I? Oh no, I didn't even have him on maximum priority there. Well anyway, so what has he got to say? Amphibs usually wreck hovers in water because duck torpedoes can hit hovers without being hit back without detection, I think. And note, that's no longer the case actually, that was one of the recent changes. Yeah, the dagger, it even has a little bluish detection range for underwater stuff. At least it should be for underwater stuff, hopefully. And in any case, it can fire underwater, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it detects underwater as well. But yeah, Dux beats Dagger 1 versus 1, and Dux are also slightly cheaper than Daggers as well. Daggers do have the... There we go, they have the advantage of speed, 4.8 to 2.8, Jesus. But, yeah, Dux seem to be overall more powerful, actually. More powerful missiles, a bit more health, and slightly cheaper as well. I think the Claymore just tried to drop a depth charge, didn't quite work out there, or tried to throw a depth charge, whatever it did, it didn't do it, it died horribly, so... Ouch. Yeah, just having a look at what both players are doing. Well, looks like Glafir needs a little bit more energy, actually. He's, yes. He's got more energy than metal, but, okay, yep, now he's starting to get his metal up. Actually, what I need is definitely a bit more, metal going into my factories and such. Yeah, looks like the Claymore is probably the right thing to use. Oh my god, if it fucking hits anything, it'd be great to use against, these underwater bastards. The problem is, though, is that Claymores, they can't actually throw those little depth charges on land. What they can do is they can basically drop the depth charges on their positions, and you'll actually see me trying that out a bit later on. And with a bit of a special surprise, to say the least. But anyway, just have a look. Actually, I do still have a very slight economic advantage. I'm floating resources, though. I'm floating metal way too much. I need to be building, for fuck's sake. Where am I? Okay, there we go, building a quill now. It's not too bad, but Glafir, he actually does have... Well, he doesn't have the army advantage, he definitely has the defense advantage. Okay, one thing I definitely would recommend here, though, is rather than building all these lotuses... Well, actually, no, wait a minute. No, actually, no, that's actually that's a good idea, actually, versus hovercraft. Of course, because they don't have any underwater units. Okay, so, yeah, not bad idea building these lotuses. The only problem is I can kind of go around and... They just take various things out. Interesting also, partially building the advanced radar tower. He should just reclaim that, recoup whatever resources he spent on that. And yeah, he just doesn't seem to have too much in terms of offensive forces, though. He's just got this, and what else does he actually have? Commander Junior. Okay, another bit of a mistake, actually. He should be building up... Well, actually, he's got enough power, I suppose. Well, he needs to be building up a little bit more... Okay, this thing looks rather strange. But anyway, it'll just be the angle it's facing. But anyway, definitely needs to be building up a little bit more, starting to access a bit of metal as well, kind of like myself. Just build 1 or 2 caretakers in the base. But also, yeah, to build a more energy, in particular, the geothermal. I mean, it's right in the middle of your base, in the back of your base even, so why not? Apart from that, he's not exactly being too aggressive, really. He's consolidating his position, but it's not a particularly good position to consolidate. Only 1 mech spot. We'll just have a look. Yeah, 1 mech spot compared to 2 on land here. So, yes, it is an interesting decision to go for hovercraft as well. Actually, just I mean, he's seen how my hovercraft perform against him. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's such a good idea going with hovercraft as well. But there you go. We'll see how that works out for him. I mean, as you can see, he's doing an alright job taking out my stuff that's being sent out piecemeal. I do still have an army advantage. Glafir has the economic advantage, though, and yeah, I'm not really sure if I agree with building a hovercraft factory. I mean, this thing is 600 metal as well. Factories are not cheap, to say the least. Actually, how much is the Strider plant? Let's see. Strider hub, should I say? Strider hub is 600 metal as well. Jesus. Okay then, well, interesting to note. So yeah, he's basically got 600 metal less for everything else as a result, and his economic advantage does not seem to be there anymore, actually. And one thing that both players could actually be doing is doing a bit of reclaim, actually. There is a couple of wrecks here and there, particularly in Glafir's territory, actually, to reclaim. So yeah, definitely could have done that as well. God knows he had a spare builder to do that, or they probably should have devoted that to the factory. But whatever, he's got 2 factories now. It's going to be a bit trickier to field. Well, for myself, compared to just 1, but still... Yeah, I wouldn't really agree to it nonetheless. But what the hell, he's messing up daggers, and they will do a great job overwhelming the urchin at the very least. So they'll do just that, I'm sure. And yeah, also calibration events. Yes, bit of a shortcoming of the hovercraft is the fact that they've got vehicle pathing, and yeah, as a result, they can't exactly path to too many places. They can barely path up and down these freaking slopes, for God's sake, and they can't path up to build the geothermal plant. So whoopsie long, Commander's going to come in to fix it up at the very least. But yeah, really, you can tell basically this map is not really that great for okay. Yeah, the map's not that great for hovercraft, to say the least. But there we go. I've got, at the very least for Glanfyr, that does mean I'm going to have two types of units to contend with, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but at the same time, since we're doing alright, what the fuck is this Claymore doing? I swear to God, they seem to do derpy things just about every game that I've seen them in, and down he goes. Well, farewell Claymore, we hardly knew you. Yeah, it's just that these things, their depth charges do such, not so much for that, oh well. Yeah, they do such great damage, as well as project a lot of force outwards from them as well. Actually, it's kind of funny really that they can just blow things around like that, including themselves sometimes. Yeah, so there you go, at the very least do eventually take out the dagger, but yeah, definitely a pain in the ass against urchins, that's for sure. And yeah, this is actually starting to work out kind of well for Glanfyr. He's actually, well, as you can see, making use of underwater and above water units, well, above ground I suppose as well, but yeah, surface water units as well to good effect. And yeah, generally put, he's actually managing to push me back with a combination of scallops, and presumably the archer is just really meant to be used against daggers of mine that get too close, I suppose, because yeah, daggers can at the very least take on scallops for cost. Thank God for that. Unless if of course they're fighting on land, because then the scallops switch to bloody shotguns, which is pretty annoying. So yeah, now Glanfyr is actually rampaging through my lines. He still does not have an economic advantage though. Huh, interesting. Okay, yeah, he actually does have a few mech spots they really needed to expand to actually, so there you go, another thing to keep in mind there, Glanfyr. A couple of mech spots, well, 4 mech spots, and let's just say they're 2 metal each for simplification. Yeah, that's 2 times 4 is 8, so a bit less than 8 metal is what you're missing out there, so ouch. Me on the other hand, actually I should have also expanded a bit as well. I kind of didn't have the opportunity to do that due to the, yeah, screw terraforming, that's right. Yeah, due to the fact that I've been pressured quite a bit. And yeah, this penetrator is probably not going to last too long either, actually. But yeah, I mean, I could have expanded to the metal spot around here at the very least. But yeah, well, at the very least, I do have this area, and I do have a whole these bastards to worry about. Though claymores will definitely sort that out, though, from what I can tell. And there we go. Seems to be going for a combination of claymore and dagger. Probably shouldn't really even bother with the daggers, to be honest. But there we go. As for Glanfyr, yep, he does have a slight army advantage, and in fact he could try to press on actually. What is he actually doing? He seems to be spreading out a bit actually. Damn it, he's got the army advantage. He should be using that as much as possible. And there we go, finally actually, as they're sending in a couple of daggers to be a pain in the ass. One of them might actually take out the urchin. Nope, down he goes. And here we go, yep, now he's actually going around to attack me from behind, so yeah, they do seem to have trouble versus amphibs in the water. In my opinion, though, they're not actually too bad. It's just that they're more for bigger and flatter maps rather than shorter, smaller, should I say, smaller and hillier maps like this one. That's for sure. But I'm trying. God knows I'm trying. Still continuing onwards, building claymores, which of course cannot really do much on land, which is going to suck. And now, of course, all my scalpers are going to get absolutely wrecked. It seems. I could have controlled them a bit better actually, but pretty good sandwich attack, or pincer attack by Glanfyr actually. Sandwich attack, cute. Yeah, well at least the depth charges will do a bit, and there we go. Actually I was very fortunate managing to blow up several scallops at the same time. Not too shabby. Unfortunately though, the top has been lost to myself, and Glanfyr still does not have the metal advantage though. He definitely should have expanded behind this, putting up well, just putting up mixes in all his metal spots, basically. I mean, for myself, I've got a bit of an excuse because of the fact that well, as you can see, I'm basically being pushed to my front door here, but, well, actually, is this spot pathable? No, it's purple as well. Okay, no problem, mate. And, okay, never mind. Can't attack land, got to mainly drop the charge of D. Exactly, and I believe you're going to see that in just a second, actually. The only problem is, though, is that I thought I could actually get them to... Yeah, there we go. Oh, dear me. Yes, as you can see, I thought that I could get them to, you know, to drop at an actual range, you know, tell them actually where to drop the depth charge, but nope, all it does is it drops the depth charge at its the Claymore's current position, and yeah, that's almost completely screwed me over. Destroyed one of their caretakers and a whole bunch of other things as well, and just like that, there goes most of my army value. Glaufir again having the army advantage. And yeah, of course I had to do it with them all. Yeah, how else would I do it, eh? So yeah, now Glaufir actually has a shot at my base, actually starting to take out my infrastructure. Not too shabby, still should be expanding behind that, but he definitely is pressing his advantage forward. As ridiculous as it may seem, that I kind of threw away the advantage that I had there. But oh well, I guess I need to... Well, it was a bit of a learning experience for myself as well, so it's kind of safe to say that both players are still learning the game in certain regards. And yeah, this Claymore's not going to do too much. At the very least, the Scalpel should be able to naturally counter the Scallop. Maybe the Archer as well. Needs to sort of get out of there though. And yep, there goes the hovercraft platform. So very good. Exactly. Your base, yes. Oh god. So yep, there goes my factory actually. Glaufir. He still doesn't have the metal advantage though, which is kind of funny though. One thing though he does have is the army advantage, and he's definitely continuing to press onwards. Unfortunately for him though, I do have one Scalpel. That's all I seem to actually have completely, apart from the Commando's level 1 for some reason. Yeah, that's all I have actually. So wow, he's rampaged through my base. He's almost completely destroyed me. And is he doing anything differently? Nope, just going with a dagger mace combo, interesting to go with, as well as an archer scallop combo as well. Okay, well, I suppose that's been working for him so far, but fortunately for myself though, he's not doing anything though. I don't know why. He's got the army advantage, not by much though. The problem is though, is that I've still got the metal advantage, and he still hasn't expanded, he hasn't reclaimed. I don't think I've done much reclaiming myself for that matter actually either. And there we go, finally switching over to Amphibious as well, so... Indeed, very slow indeed. Yeah, he should be, well, he should be trying to punch a hole basically. I'm not really sure why he's just standing back. It looks like he's really... doesn't like to see the Urchin and the Lotus at the same time. Although at the same time that he is attacking piecemeal, as you can see. He's attacking with a single mace at a time, and that's not what you want to do. You want to attack with everything at once. And also strike at a weak point. I mean, this point here is not particularly weak because the Urchin's right next to the Lotus, but this Lotus on its own, if he attacked from this corner here, attacked it down like this, he could have destroyed it without being attacked by either this Lotus or this Urchin. Then he can just you know, breeze breeze past there. This bit here will be a bit tricky to attack because we've got two Urchins set up, sort of a defense in depth there, but well, there we go, he actually is starting to there we go, that's more like it. Actually is starting to make his way towards the north, and yeah, apparently archers are an interesting unity. Sorry, they're an interesting unity versus buildings. They just seem to push themselves back. In any case, he's once again broken into my base, and all I've got to target him is a single Scalpel, which is not going to help out too much. I'm surprised I didn't actually go for the geothermal plant as well. That thing's pretty expensive and explodes rather violently, so he's definitely got the army advantage, that's for sure. Still going with the same unit combination, and yeah, definitely should be building up, well, should have built up the geothermal plant as well as the extra mech spots as well. But oh well, what can you do? Something to learn about for next time. And as for myself, what the hell these guys should be building, for fuck's sake. Anyway, going to be building up my first Scallops, so that seems to be all that I'm building up. Actually, how do they compare versus archers? Let's see, 300 and 300, okay, so they actually do the same amount of damage, same amount of range to each other. The only problem is, though, is that the archer does continuous damage, while the scallop, on the other hand, is more burst damage with a shotty. So, let's see, 200, 280, a bit more health as well. This has definitely got more speed. Yeah, I think the scallop's got the archer beat on that one. Well, the archer is faster though, so yeah, it's rather bizarre, some of these units when they combine different roles together, since this one is technically a raider slash right bot, while this one's a right bot on land and a skirmish bot at sea. Bizarre. Well, in any case, there we go. I managed to beat back his assault, and really, he shouldn't really be bothering with the archers, in my opinion, because that was really more for when I was going with daggers. They seem to do alright versus them, but yeah, don't think they'd really be that great against anything else, apart from maybe archers. Oh, not archers versus archers, of course, but anyway, apart from ducks, of course, but we're kind of beyond that stage of the game for using ducks anyway, so yeah, nah. Not really sure why I went with maces as well, actually. He knows by now that I have gone with amphibs. Well, I suppose they're great for taking out urchins and such, otherwise, well, what the hell. See what happens though. He does not have the army advantage, I actually do this time, and the metal advantage as well, so Glanfrir is still not building any extra energy or mech spots or salvaging. I'm pretty sure I eventually do start salvaging at some point, maybe. Oh, there we go, yep. Got a quill dedicated to doing just that. But anyway, back to the battle at hand. Whole bunch of scallops. Myself managing to beat out Glanfrir, and unfortunately his follow-up is not enough to finish me off. Grizzly might help if you can support it properly, but yeah, he should just can the archers completely. Don't think they're really doing him any favours at the moment. And hovercraft, yeah, I think I'd can them as well, actually. Screw it. I wouldn't have actually gone to hovercraft in the first place after looking back on this. But oh well, what can you do? I mean, these maces, they won't be able to do anything towards these scallops, and they got a decent amount of health, but really for cost, they're not meant to be tanking damage, for God's sake. It really is as simple as that. And thankfully for me, Glanfrir has not switched over to building a couple of urchins either, so after seeing me go for... screw game indeed. After seeing me go for urchins... sorry, after seeing me go for amphibs, so for him to build urchins. And he hasn't even expanded towards this island either, actually, so... well, he's doing that now, but he could have done that a bit earlier, actually. Probably should have built up the defences first. Oh well, what can you do? And yeah, thankfully, because there are no urchins, these scalps can basically march straight up to these lotuses and just blast the shit out of them. Now, I have a bit of trouble with this as a Stardust, but really there's so many of them, it doesn't really matter anyway, although I think the Stardust did actually manage to make its cost, so there you go, and yeah, they're just going to blow everything up. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, the maces, I admit, they do apparently outrange the scallops, but that doesn't really matter now because now they can use their torpedoes from land, so away they go. So now he's just being forced to retreat towards the northern island, and hopefully I'm going to be salvaging and reclaiming my little island spot here, and then maybe taking that. Just having a look, actually, doesn't really have too much in terms of defences either. He's got a Stardust again. He should be building a couple of urchins, because he knows for certain, of course, that I've gone with amphibs, and he hasn't seen any more hovercraft by myself, so... yeah, well, there you go. So yeah, these maces definitely not going to be doing anything. I'm not really sure why he's still going for them, actually. I mean, he's basically using them on water, almost exclusively, except for that bit around here. But yeah, apart from that, basically on land, on water, should I say, not on land. Okay, decent job taking out my builders, I'll admit. Oh no, actually, no, wait a minute. Those are my forces taking out Glanfrir's builders. Well, there you go. And down they go. So, oh dear man, now Glanfrir is basically down to pretty small amounts of army value. In fact, he's got literally nothing except his commander, and he'll have a grizzly at some point, but he's not pushing anything into the factory either, actually, which is usually what you'd want to do. You don't want to be building these massive units. Oh, okay. Anyway, there's massive units without some support there. And yeah, now that he's actually lost a lot of building progress. I mean, granted, the metal and energy was refunded, but yeah, that wasn't particularly efficient the way he used the build powder. Sorry, the build power there. But oh well, he actually does have another. Whoops, there we go. Does have another fact switch going, and this is actually what is pumping his build power into from the Commander Junior. There, going for a quick Black Dawn, which doesn't sound like such a bad idea. 300 range though. The problem with that, of course, is that the Scallops have got the same range as well. So yeah, they can basically shotgun the crap out of the Black Dawn. And here we go, he's actually going with his own Claymores, and actually... oh, that was a bit of a... oh, he could have done more damage with that actually, because they were clumped up a bit there, but he only got a single one, so... and I mean, I got crap loads of Scalps anyway, so there you go. I suppose the good thing about the Black Dawn, of course, is the fact that, yes, it can just fire off a volley of missiles and then retreat. As for what Glaive is doing, not the recommended way of using Black Dawns, that's for sure. He should have fired the volley of missiles, retreated, maybe repaired, and then gone back again. That's what he should have done, rather than fly over my forces. It's going to be a bit tricky for him to come back from this, to be honest. And he doesn't really have the economy to be pushing 3 factories at the same time as well. So he's actually going to be going for a not for a Brawler, but for a Brawler, which I think is what he should have done in the first place, actually, because he knew that I had Scallops out in the field in numbers, and Brawlers outranged them by a fair amount. 600, actually, not too shabby. So double the range of Scallops. So definitely would force me to build some dedicated anti-air, to say the least. So Brawlers. Actually, wait a minute. Actually, a decent amount of health as well, for that matter. And I'm pretty sure it costs the same as a Black Dawn, so 760 compared to 900. I guess slightly cheaper than a Black Dawn, so there you go. Actually, a good position for the Claymore. Basically means I won't be able to target him with my own torpedoes, while he can target me just fine and dandy. And I'm actually going to be sending an Angler against the Claymore, and probably not going to work too well. Wait a minute, why can't he target me? Huh. Okay, now he can. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay, he launched it into the terrain and then killed himself, apparently. Nice job, Claymore. But yeah, these 3 factories, nah. He shouldn't really have that many factories on only 18 metal. And he still hasn't got the power generator there yet either, the geothermal. Oh well, and yeah, it was a bit of a mistake from him to go for Hovercraft as well, for that matter. We'll see how the Brawler works out though. Only one single Brawler, yeah, it's not going to do too much. So the Angler's coming up, angling to get rid of the Brawler, and yeah, Glaive actually this time does manage to preserve it, sort of. Well, he's still preserving it. I think he's just trying to find a bit of a weak spot to attack from, but he's not going to find anything. In fact, my Angler is coming right into position there. And at the moment, well actually there we go, I'm actually transitioning finally to aircraft as well. I mean, given the fact that I've got about 3 times the amount of army value as Glaive, I really could just send in this force of Scallops to finish him off. I don't really need to do a factory switch, to be honest. But oh well, I actually do have a Moho geothermal plant as well, so generating crap loads of energy. How's my overdrive? 136%, not too shabby. And there we go, going to be building up the NG transmission pylons. It would have been a bit of a better idea to start from the source of the power and then build the pylons outwards, but oh well. What can you do? You actually got a Crow being built by Glaive as well. 8 minutes to go. Probably not going to work out. And wait a minute, what is he doing with these quills? Got no idea. He's just moving them around to random points. I thought at first he might have been trying to salvage, but he's just got movement orders on them. Well, maybe he was at first, before he gave them the movement orders. I don't know. All I know is that I probably should be attacking by now, but oh well, we got a whole bunch of bombers, and really that's just going to inflict the killing blow. The Montkar on Glaive here. Now as for his Crow, nah, I don't think so. Actually, how much does it cost? 4,500. Jesus Christ. And the amount of health it's got, yeah, it is essentially a Strider unit. Yeah, well, down goes the Commander in either case, and yeah, this thing is not going to get completed anytime soon, that's for sure. It's actually so big, though, that it obstructs the bombs that are dropped by the Ravens, so good job, Crow, for obstructing bombs, I guess. So he's going to do it again. Yep, he's going to obstruct the bomb again, just resetting its building progress, basically. And there we go, resetting it again. The gunship plant is at near 0 health there. A couple more bombs should be able to do the trick. It's just they need to be dropped in quick succession. And there we go, the air pad as well being built up. And yeah, crap loads of bombers actually, so we do have some anti-air coming up for Glafir. And again, he's splitting up his production like this. He really should just be building, especially in the amount of metal he's got, he should just be building one anti-air piece at a time, not two different ones like this. Because what will basically happen is that yeah, my bombers are going to come back, and yeah, rather than having one of these things finished, neither of them is going to be finished, and they're going to do 0 damage to my bombers. In fact, I'm just ignoring them completely anyway. Finally, the gunship plant gets destroyed. And yeah, now I'm just going for the factories in general, it seems. I probably should be going for the anti-air, but nope. Going for instead the most useless factory for this particular map. I probably should be going for anti-air. There we go, finally going for it now. And yeah, Glafir, his only hope now is in his amphib plant, which is probably what I should have stuck to all along, but oh well. There you go, where is this brawler actually? No, not doing anything with it. There's a GG by him, there's a GG by me. Apparently the, okay, yep, so... Although he says it's got A plus control, but from what I can tell, it seems to be Alt plus A, so... So that's maybe an unmarked, maybe Control A does something different to Alt A. New. But there we go, still interesting little game there, and yeah, I think it was a learning experience for the both of us. Yeah, and as for Glafir, well, I don't think he should have fact switched to hovercrafts. Gunships might have been alright, he just needed to control them a bit better, and he needed to reclaim and expand behind his advances as well. So apart from that, actually didn't do such a bad job. Yeah, switching to hovercraft, not a great idea. Me starting with hovercraft, not a great idea either, so... Actually, no, the hovercraft factory was around here, completely reclaimed, thankfully, so... There you have it, I shall see you all next time.